Welcome to today's video. Today we're going to begin to talk about who is Jesus. So the thing we need to understand is Jesus was not just heavenly, he was also human. The terminology is Jesus is divine. So we do need to understand Jesus is indeed divine, which means he was totally God. Colossians 2 9 through 10. For in him dwells all the fullness of the Godhead bodily, and you are complete in him who is the head of all principalities and powers. John 10:30 through 33. And I and my Father are one. Then the Jews took up stones again to stone him. Jesus answered that many good works I have shown you from my Father. For which of these works do you stone me? The Jews answered him, saying, For a good work we stone you not, but for blasphemy, because you being a man make yourself God. So we see that Jesus made a statement in John 10:30 through 33, and they took up stones to stone him. And what did they end up saying the reason was? And because you being a man make yourself God. So we see that Jesus was indeed God. Plus Colossians 2 9 through 10, which I already read, says that in Jesus was the fullness of God, of the Godhead bodily. Matthew or Philippians 2 5 through 6. Let this mind be in you, which also was in Christ Jesus, who being in the form of God, notice this, did not consider it robbery to be equal with God. So we see that the fullness of the Godhead was bodily in Jesus, that he made a statement to where the religious leaders wanted to stone him and claimed it was because him being a man made himself God. We see Jesus did not consider it robbery to be equal with God. Matthew 1:23. Behold, a virgin shall be with child and bear a son, and they shall call his name Emmanuel, which is translated God with us. So who was Jesus? He was God with us. We also see that Jesus existed before he ever even had a body. John 17:5. And now, O Father, glorify me together with yourself with the glory which I had with you from the beginning. So we see Jesus had glory that was with the Father from the beginning. Or actually says before the world began. So we had glory before the world began. John 1 1 through 3. In the beginning was the Word was with God, and the Word was God. Now, the Jehovah Witnesses tried to change the word there to be a God, but proper hermeneutics, when we actually look into what that word actually says in the Hebrew, it shows was God. Well, actually, this is Greek, so it's not Hebrew, it is Greek, but based on proper interpretation of the scriptures, it would be was God, not a God, when you actually look into the original language. He was in the beginning with God. All things were made through him, and without him nothing was made that was made. Jesus declared he existed before Abraham, or before even Abraham. John 17:24. Father, I desire that they also whom you gave me may be with me where I am, that they may behold my glory, which you have given me, for you loved me before the foundations of the world. So Jesus existed before the foundation of the world. And when was the world created? When was the foundations of the world laid? Well, that could either be before day one, because in the beginning God created the heaven and the earth was without form and void, and darkness was over the face of the deep. And the Spirit of God hovered over the face of the waters. And at some point, it goes on to say, and God said, let there be light. And there was light. Then evening and morning were the first day, meaning Earth was established as a planet on day one. And then a little bit later on, he created the dry land and called it Earth. So it's either on day one or when God created the dry land. And there's good arguments based on both sides. But either way, Jesus existed before it. John 8:56-58. Our father Abraham, or your father Abraham rejoiced to see my day, and he saw it was glad. Then the Jews said to him, you are not yet 50 years old, and have you seen Abraham? Jesus said, most assuredly I say to you, before Abraham was, I am. And when we actually look at that voice, or that portion that says I am, what he is actually saying is the name of God. And because of this, the Jews took up stones to stone him. Not the one that I read earlier in John chapter 10, but this is a previous statement even before that. So they're like thinking, this guy, this man is claiming to be God. So twice they tried to stone him for claiming to be God. So it is clear Jesus was very active with the Godhead before the world that we live in was created. This shows he was all God. So we see verses pointing to where Jesus claimed to be God, of course, and verses that shows Jesus was all God. In the next video, we're going to get into how Jesus is also all man at the same time. So thanks for watching, and if you want to go in deeper, you can watch me stream Monday through Fridays on Twitch or Facebook, which I know I've been a little bit lazy in, but I will get back to that. So thanks for watching, and remember, Jesus is Lord.